Welcome back, everyone. It's Aric from Rare Candy, and today, as you can see, we finally have some hard, concrete details on the new V Union cards coming out. You know, we've kind of known about this mechanic for a while now due to some trademarks, and a lot of people have been wondering, you know, how these cards were going to end up. Were they going to be kind of like a new incarnation of tag teams? Are they going to be closer to the old legend cards or something else entirely? And we finally have a pretty good answer to that, and they do appear to be by and large most similar to the old legend cards from the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, but they are still a good bit different. So yeah, we have 3 revealed here. These are coming out in some Japanese starter decks, and we do have translations for all of these things. But let's go over how these cards are going to work. So 4 cards are going to form one of these V Union Pokemon. Each one has multiple abilities or attacks. Let's see, for example, Greninja has 3 abilities and 4 attacks, which is insane. You can use all abilities during your turn, but obviously only once per turn. They can only be played to your bench when all 4 cards are in your discard pile, and you can only play 1 V Union with the same name once per game. However, you can play multiple V Union Pokemon with different names during a game. So what that means is, you know, you can play all 3 of these hypothetically in the same deck, even though you probably wouldn't. And once one of these gets knocked out, or goes to the discard pile via some other method, you know, you can't bring it back again. You can only use this mechanic once per card, which is pretty cool. Much like Pokemon VMAX and Tag Teams, these guys do give up 3 prize cards, which makes sense because they have some pretty crazy effects in HP. And then also they are neither basic Pokemon nor evolution Pokemon, which also kind of expected, as the legend cards of the past kind of were the same way. But that's overall the basic information about these cards. Let's check out each of these. We have full translations of these first 3 Pokemon V Union here, and let's see how these cards are going to look. So up first we have the Greninja V Union, which looks absolutely gorgeous. I actually like the art on all of these things. So I have to say, I think these cards are almost like a little bit intimidating just because they have so many different effects on them. It's a little bit intimidating to start thinking about like how we can play these. And I'm not going to go too deep for this video, at least, on the competitive you know, viability of these cards, just because we don't know all the other cards that are going to come out in the same set as these when they eventually get released overseas here. So, you know, there could definitely be some broken trainer cards we don't know about that could help these or something else. I just want to kind of go over some of the basic attributes about this. I mean, in terms of all of its effects here, I think the ones that stand out the most, being able to look at your opponent's hand every turn, obviously a solid sort of built-in effect here. Also, the one that prevents effects of item cards could be good. So this is going to make your Greninja like crushing hammer proof, which is pretty cool. We'll definitely be very curious to see if there's any other item cards that are going to come out in the same set as these V Unions that this could protect against. But the rest of the attacks on this thing are just kind of okay. Actually, 130 for 1, not too bad. You know, 180 is a kind of solid 2-shotting number. 100 spread. I mean, Greninja's pretty versatile. We got Melanie in the format as well to power this thing up if we want. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I suppose. And of course, if you do really want to, you can power it up with this attack as well. But yeah, Greninja seems kind of cool here. I do remember liking the other 2 a little bit more, if I remember right, or at least the Zacian. So Zacian, 320 HP, Fire Weakness, Grass Resistance to Retreat. No abilities on this thing, just 4 attacks. This thing, for the first one, has that Union Gain attack to accelerate energy. Of course, this time it's going to be Metal Energy. Its next attack, 2 Metal Colorless, is 150 and reduces damage done to it by 150 on the next turn. I really actually like this attack a lot. That's pretty insane, especially if you play other things to heal in the process. But yeah, I think this attack is actually pretty nuts. Metal Colorless for 200, and then Metal Colorless for 340, discard 3 energy. So I think definitely the attacks that stand out the most here are going to be this second one and its 4th one. It's so weird to say, but I don't know if we've had a Pokemon with 4 attacks before. Maybe I'm blanking, but yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, the tanking potential of this card seems really, really nuts, especially if your opponent's playing a deck that normally goes for like a 2-shot sort of strategy. Man, a 150 reduction is honestly nuts. So yeah, this attack, very, very good, I think. And obviously just having the option to nuke something, even Hernandez. Metal Saucer helps get this guy powered up, so this definitely seems like it has a good bit of potential. And of course we got Mewtwo V Union. So let's check out Mewtwo here. Again, has the Union gain attack to be able to get your energy in play. Let's see, Psychic Colorist for... Oh, no damage, you just heal 200, okay. Let's see, same attack cost, put 16 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way that you like. That is really solid. The ability prevents all effects of opponent's attacks done to this Pokemon and its other attack for 3 Psychic, and Colorist does 300. So yeah, I think Mewtwo is also kind of solid. Of course, guys, we have the Shadow Rider Calyrex coming out to be able to get this guy up and running. So that definitely seems like how we're going to try to power up Mewtwo. But I mean, I guess we also could just use this attack here, which isn't horrible. Especially because, like, even if you use this attack for a turn to get powered up, you have this next attack to heal off maybe some of the damage your opponent did to you while you were getting set up. So that's, like, also an option. But yeah, the 16 damage counter spread, really, really good. And, you know, that can set up some math for the big 300 damage attack to come in and finish off your opponent. So Mewtwo seems pretty cool. I think I like Zacian the most out of all these. Again, I like this... the second attack and fourth attack a lot on this, and it being metal is already really good because it has Metal Saucer, and you're not going to be reliant on, you know, additional Pokemon to accelerate your energy. So yeah, I think I like Zacian the most out of all these, but they all have potential. We do have, looks like, one other card to take a look at here. We have Professor Burnett. Says search your deck for up to 2 cards, discard them. So yeah, this is a substantially nerfed Battle Compressor. Of course, Battle Compressor, fantastic item card from Expanded, does the same thing but for 3 Pokemon. But this is a supporter, which makes it much, much worse. So I don't know if this will actually see play. But yeah, guys, so those are going to be the cards we got revealed. Some, I guess, initial thoughts on these things are they are kind of crazy. There's a lot of shock value built into these cards, but I think one of the big issues is you have to get all of them into the discard pile first. So it's like kind of hard to build around these cards. But I guess the legend cards were kind of like that as well. Like we saw cards like Suicune Entei Legend see a little bit of play, but they were kind of like finishers in certain decks. So it could be something kind of like that as well, I could see. Another issue is just prizing cards, because all of these cards have the same name, and if you prize even like 1/4 of the card, you can't play it. So prizing is definitely going to be an issue for all of these V Unions. So again, very curious what trainer cards we're going to get in the same set as these V Unions whenever they release worldwide, just because they are going to need some help at getting set up. You know, we do have things like Professor's Research and Quick Ball to discard cards, but you know, it's still going to be tricky because they're not basic Pokemon, so they can't be searched out with Quick Ball. So we're going to need some good Pokemon search to find them, then actually discard them. So yeah, for the moment, I think there is definitely still a question mark in regards to their viability, but I mean, they're pretty crazy. And I guess I'm kind of happy with how these cards turned out. Like, I personally was really terrified we were going to get like Tag Teams 2.0, and this is at least a little bit better. You know, I still kind of view them as basic Pokemon, but they still require, I think, some degree of skill and, you know, proper deck building to be able to get set up. So yeah, I mean, for what we were expecting as a community, I think this is kind of like best case scenario, I suppose. So I'm kind of happy with how these cards ended up being. But yeah, again, just a big question mark up in the air in terms of, you know, how competitive they're going to be just yet. But yeah, guys, I'm going to keep this video pretty short and sweet today, but I definitely want to know your thoughts. Which of these V Unions do you like the most? Like I said, I think I like the Zacian the best, but I think all of them do have some degree of potential. And also, are you happy with how this mechanic turned out? Again, I know a lot of people aren't that happy with these cards just in general, but you know, I think they're okay. I'm not really offended by them compared to as if they had been like another version of Tag Teams. I would have been a lot more annoyed with that. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section. Be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. That way you'll stay up to date whenever my next video drops. But if you want to take your support to the next level as well, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch over at rarecandytcg.com. It would mean a lot. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.